How y'all shoot?
14-4 into the run rule game, but you got a lot of opportunity to get some guys some innings on the mound.
Yeah, no doubt. And, Charlotte has a good club. They've been playing well. They just won 2 out of 3. They've won a lot of their games in the last 3 weeks. So right out of the gate, they jumped on us. We responded right away, which was great to see. I thought Cam had good stuff. He made some mistakes, but that's his first start. So obviously he had those extra nerves. He's a very valuable part of our bullpen. Lynch came in, stabilized things. We put some solid at-bats together. And what I'm liking now is we're getting distribution throughout the lineup. If one guy's not good, the next guy is. We're not having many consecutive bad at-bats, which is making it harder to get through our order. So that was a really good win, I thought. Bolton made a big pitch with the bases loaded. That slider was a big pitch, and I thought Folger Boaz looked as good as he's looked all year.
When you give up runs to start the game, but then you come back and get it, it seems like that's been a thing with your team all year, is to answer immediately.
Yeah, during that one little stretch, we were scuffling, scoring runs, but we take a lot of pride in playing every pitch, not looking at the scoreboard. It's more about us than the opponent, and understanding that that's going to happen. And at the end of the day, your best teams should be even better when their backs are against the wall. And when you start down like that, nobody wants to start down like that, but that helps when you get through, or you get towards the end of the season or the latter part of the season, to have been able to show yourself that you can come back.
Is that double-digit runs, I think 4 straight Tuesdays, 3 out of the last 4 games? Is there a common thread to all these big offensive games that you've put up?
I think just quality at bats throughout the order. Our guys are controlling the strike zone. They're not trying to chase batting average by getting hits. Where we're having just good at bats. We are driving the ball when we get the opportunity, but we're also working walks. We're working hit by pitches. We're moving the ball with 2 strikes, making the opponent make plays, and we're running the bases at a high clip. And, being extremely aggressive, going first to third, reading dirt balls. So that pressure helps tremendously. And when you do get guys on base, if you can run the bases, the pitcher feels like he's got to be quicker, and therefore a lot of times he'll leave more balls up in the zone, which you can attack as a hitter.
Gallagher gets ACC Player of the Week, and then a 3-run RBI today. What's allowed him to be so successful on the offensive side of things?
He's made a slight mechanical change with Coach Wiersbicki. He's really getting into his load, which is helping him be in a better spot. Just period, mechanically, and allows him to recognize pitches. It's really important for all of our hitters to be on time for fastballs. The name of the game today is velocity, and then everything works off of that. So they've all improved in that area, and that's a credit to Coach Wiersbicki and Coach Jackson. But that's been the main thing, that mechanical change, and he was open to make that change.
Nine runs in the first 3 innings, I think, today. What helps you guys get off to quick starts like that?
Our guys know who we are now. Like, they know we can't take games off, we can't take days off. Even when we're not playing, we have to lift hard, we have to practice hard. We're not the type of team that's going to show up and just out-talent you. We have to have that hard nose and toughness and try to get better every single day. But they're just believing more in our offensive ability. Obviously, it helps when you have success because your confidence starts growing, but it also helps when you have some failure and you come out on the other side of it like we did, because we were not swinging it well for a pretty long stretch there. Not really good with runners in scoring position, and you'll notice we're getting our swings off earlier in counts with runners in scoring positions. Been working with Kepley on that, and he had a big hit with the bases loaded, which was really big for him.
So one of the oddities you have sometimes in these midweek games, like you had 9 pitchers you faced. How weird is that, going through so many pitchers?
Yeah, that's just kind of midweek baseball sometimes. Everybody, depending on what the depth of your staff is like, sometimes you don't have a choice. You just have to throw as many guys as you can to save your best guys. Unfortunately for us, that wasn't the case. Lynch had 6 days rest. Seagraves had 6 days rest. Boaz, everybody had good rest, so they were available. I was glad we 10-run ruled them, but I wanted Olin Johnson to pitch because he's one of our best relievers, and he was going out in the 9th, and we wanted to get Rom Kellis behind the plate, but I guess everybody's happy because they're going home a little bit earlier.
You said you were hungry.
Yes, I'm hungry.
When do you tell Cam he's going to pitch or he's going to start, and how does he have to adjust after being out of the pen all year?
You know, we told him yesterday, but you know, he was under control. He looked really good in the bullpen. The thing about Cam is he's a big-time competitor. He's going to compete, but you know, there's more build-up to it because you know exactly when you're going to be in the game, and it's your first start at the University of North Carolina. But I thought he had good velocity. I thought he had good stuff. He was throwing his off-speed for the most part in the zone. The home run to right field was a curveball that was up, and then you know, one fastball was up, but. Man, that kid's got a good arm, and I'm glad that he's here because he's going to be really good.
When you, I guess going back to when you go down 3-0 like that in the first inning, do you have a message for the team or no? Okay.
No, my message is to not say a word and let them just keep playing. I'm big on that as the head coach. Like, you know, you just got to calm the storm, especially when things aren't going perfect because the eyes are going to be on you most of the time. And, I grew up watching Major League Baseball and I always admired the managers that just kind of kept that even keel. The Joe Torres, the Bobby Cox, obviously Bobby Cox yelled at the umpires, but I'm okay with doing that. So, but you know, it's a long game, and you know, I tell our guys it's the same thing. If somebody hits a grand slam in the first, what's there to celebrate? I mean, it's the first inning. You run through and you go out and play the next inning. It's not like it's a walk-off, you know, game-winning home run.
Was Stokely a send or run through a stop sign or?
You know what? I think I said no, which is a major mistake on my part. I don't say no or go unless I notice a guy's just not making the right read. I either send you or I stop you. So both of us really, you know, Stokes got to use his eyes there as well. But at the end of the day, I'm the third base coach, and if I yell no, I know sometimes as a base runner you hear go. So hopefully, thankfully, guys picked me up if I did yell that. I have no idea if I did, but I like to think I did because Stokely thought he heard go. So I probably said no.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
y'all.
please.
Thank
Thank
y'all.
you, Coach.
Good.
Hey,
Whoops.
Yeah, but is that look good on mine?
Yeah, do you want to be in it?
You're in it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Grace can be in it, I don't need to be.
It's
Alex, all there's 4 straight Tuesdays with double-digit runs, double-digit runs 3 of the last 4. What do you see as the common thread in all these games with these offensive outbursts?
Yeah, I think offensively, kind of just trying to have quality at bats, not trying to do too much at the plate. I feel like, you know, like Coach Forbes said, we were pressing a little bit at that little stretch throughout the year, but you know, we just kept working, and I feel like everybody's just trying to have a quality at bat and not chase out of the zone. So I think that's kind of been the biggest thing, is just making sure we're having good at bats throughout the whole lineup.
What did you see tonight for yourself? I mean, that big night at the plate, moving guys and moving the baseball.
Yeah, you know, obviously I didn't hit the ball too far on my hits, but you know, just trying to put the ball in play, make good things happen. You know, that's pretty much it. Just trying to have a quality at bat and just stick to my approach, not chase out of the zone. That's pretty much the biggest thing.
You guys mentioned that when, you know, Lynch and some of the other guys go and you know to expect, you know, hard ground balls. I mean, but you guys still were able to shut them out during those innings. So, you know, what was kind of the game plan there?
I mean, you pretty much said it, you know, kind of just being ready and expecting to get the ball hit to you. Obviously, we didn't get too many ground balls today, I don't think, but, you know, just trying to expect it, and, you know, for the younger guys, just tell them to keep pounding the zone and good things are going to happen.
Coach says that you guys don't really worry about getting behind early from a player standpoint and a leader standpoint. How's that work?
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, we know how good we are, so we know that if we're behind early or whatever point in the game, honestly, it doesn't matter. We're able to put together some good at bats and just continue to, you know, work on the offensive side, and we're confident that we're going to put up some runs.
What was the dugout like after you guys went down 3-0 in the first inning before you guys were up to bat?
Yeah, I think the good thing with us is we don't really change. You know, I think that was one thing that we really talked about after during the Boston College series. We talked as a team, and you know, we kind of mentioned that, you know, we need the energy levels up and we need to just stay positive throughout the whole game. So I think the biggest thing from there has just been staying on top of everything, just bringing energy no matter what and whatever the score is.
How have the expectations been heightened in the last couple of weeks, and what do you think the ceiling is for this team?
I mean, I think the expectation has always been, you know, we're one of the best teams in the country, and obviously to go to Omaha and win a national championship. I don't think that's really changed at all throughout the whole year. I think everybody's kind of had that same mentality that we're able to do it. We weren't playing our best baseball, but I think as of now, the offense is starting to pick up a little bit, and our at-bats are being better, and obviously pitchers are still doing their thing. They're throwing strikes, and the defense has always been solid.
Serious question. Spark at the Bosch. How much time did you spend with those puppies in the locker room before the game?
Oh, I did spend a lot of time with them. After lunch, I think pretty much our whole team was in there with them. So, yeah, we were with them for probably a couple hours.
But, seriously, how much does Remington help you guys, like the guys that are injured, the guys that are struggling maybe to have that around?
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome, obviously, just comforting you and being there for you. So, I mean, obviously he's awesome to have in the training room and just be around. It's awesome.
You guys have had a lot of success at home recently. You're about to go on the road for a series. What are you guys hoping to take from the series that you guys just had and this win today on the road with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of obviously playing Wake Forest and playing good teams in the ACC and even midweeks. I think the biggest thing is just bringing the energy and just continuing to have good at bats, pitch well, and just play the game the way we know how to.
What helped you guys start so quickly? You had 9 runs in the first 3 innings.
I mean, I think it's just the at-bats. Obviously Coach Wiersbicki and Coach Jackson, they give us great scouting reports. So just trusting them and just going up there and knowing what you're looking for, I think that helps so much.
Appreciate
Thanks, Alex.
it.
Thank you.